Hey guys, Desolator Magic here, and before I even get into the topic of the video, I have to share this with you. Nobody on planet Earth is ever going to top this video uploaded by MaxMofo Pokemon. It is not possible. He has done the greatest TCG pack opening video ever. He let his new Shiba Inu puppy named Kevin help open up the packs. Okay, I don't have a Shiba Inu. Actually, my friend does, now that I think about it. Oh my god, why have I not made a video with him yet? Okay, so I could probably tie this video, but it's so cute. Link in the description. Go watch it. It is just amazing. I might as well just not even ever make another opening video again, because what's the point? If it doesn't have a Shiba Inu tune on the cards, just why even bother? So anyway, now that everybody's left to go watch that video instead because it's vastly superior to this one, how should they ban cards? And for this video, I'm going to say standard, because honestly, for modern, it's non-rotating. So that completely changes everything. It basically turns it into Yu-Gi-Oh! Where, okay, Yu-Gi-Oh! Turned into, it's 100% eternal. Standard is eternal. You can play cards from like 20 years ago. They're all legal in Yu-Gi-Oh! There is no like limited to 2-year thing. But here's how I'd summarize it. Well, this got too powerful, ban or restrict. Well, this deck got too powerful, this card combo is too powerful, ban and restrict. Well, that's exactly how they do it in modern. Oh, Amulet Bloom. It's too early, it's too... winning on turn 3, it's becoming too much of the meta. Okay, get rid of it. Splinter Twin, just too toxic. It's going into multiple decks. Just screw it. Too many people are playing it. Get rid of it. Eldrazi, they took over the entire format. Nothing could beat them. Too fast, too good, boom. So as soon as you are a deck and you stick your head up a little bit too high above the other ones, boom, you get your head cut off. And that really is the appropriate way to handle it. I mean, how else would you do it? Let a deck that's too good keep going? I mean, you could say, okay, these two cards cannot be in a deck together, but you can run them separately, just to preserve anybody who still wants to use, one of the cards. Well, that's complicated, it's annoying, and honestly, it's the same thing. You still destroyed the deck, basically. But for standard, I mean, they went, what, like 4 or 5 years without banning something, and then all of a sudden they had to ban, what, 6, 7 cards in like 4 instances? It was bad. Now, the real solution is, have R&D learn how to do their job. Have playtesting not suck. Now, you could also build a time machine and go back in time and tell R&D what's going to happen. And I'd say that that's just as equally likely as R&D learning to do their job, because Aaron Forsyth is like, oh yeah, collected company. We never thought it would be good. We thought it would just be a stupid gimmick that people would play maybe in sealed or something, or some obscure commander deck. We never thought it would be popular. Well, then clearly you should not have the job you have because you suck at it. And I'm not just blaming Coco that he let through. I mean, there's a pile of stuff. I'm sure he approved Smuggler's Copter. Theoretically, he approved every card. Marvel was a mistake, and Wizards over and over and over hasn't figured out that, casting stuff for free is inherently broken and somebody's going to find a way to accelerate and optimize it until it's just a disaster. And then somebody was like, well, the solution is ban Emrakul. No, it isn't, because who the hell is hard casting Emrakul? You need to get rid of the source of the problem. Everybody said if you ban Emrakul, they're just going to go to Ulamog. That is literally exactly card for card what they did. So as soon as we had turn 4 Ulamog, they had to ban Marvel. It's like just the level of incompetence. So anyway, let's just assume that in the next 5 years, some cards will have to be banned in standard because R&D and playtesting is just so clueless. They keep pushing the boundaries and they keep being so idiotic at their job. It's just going to continue to be a problem. That is just simply a fact at this point. They just make excuses, there's no accountability, and they're going to keep making the same stupid mistakes because they are not smart enough and their techniques are not good enough to do their job. Plain and simple. So, what causes a card to be banned in standard now, and can we improve on it? That is what this video is about. So let's look up the main reasons. I'm just going to breeze over these, otherwise this is going to be a history of standard bans video and it'll go on for an hour. Smuggler's Copter was banned because it was inherently a mistake. Plain and simple. Never should have been improved. All the morons at Wizards were like, but you have to crew it. That's the balance. Maybe learn how to build a deck and playtest, because it went into literally every deck. It's colorless. Everybody with creatures ran this. They had to ban it because letting everybody draw cards 2-1 is a little bit messed up, and you either got it out or you didn't, and there was only a 45% chance it would be in the first 7 cards out of 60 in an average deck if you're running 4 of, and even with mulligans it wouldn't exceed 60. So it was pure luck. You get out your Smuggler's Copter, you win the game. It's damage, it's card advantage, it's card enabling. I think you had to discard with that one. I don't even feel the need to look it up. But either way, it would just sit there and get cards out of the way. So no thanks. It's just too damn good. They had to get rid of it. It was ruining the entire format and breaking it. And that's why they got rid of Eldrazi in Modern, because it was just ruining the whole format and breaking it. Yes, eventually it would have adjusted, but why the hell should every other Modern deck have to change, get rid of all the current tier 1s, build all new tier 1s, and they all have to have a way to crush Eldrazi and play around it? It's doable. It would have stabilized. It's just why? Why should anyone have to do that? And yeah, why should everyone have to play Plummet just to stop frickin' Smuggler's Copter? No. So this card, this mechanic, this combo single-handedly ruined the entire format. That's grounds for a ban. Absolutely, 100% unequivocally. And then in the same, tone, I guess you would say, cards get banned if too many people bring them to the tournaments and they make it to the top 8. Or even I would say like top 32. Just, okay, this is X% of the meta and that number is too high. We have to ban it. That is a super, super common reason. Next up, it snuck through R&D and it was a mistake. Was the Felidar Saheeli Infinite combo that degenerate, that impossible to beat? No, it wasn't even like anything could stop it. Like one spell could shut that down. I mean, it's a 4/4 card combo. I mean, you're not even gonna get it off most games. But I think the reason they banned it is because people were just like, infinite combo in standard, you could do it on turn 4. That's crap, okay? And they're like, yeah, that snuck through R&D, we missed it, whoops, and then they ban it. So playtesting mistakes, that's another huge reason that'll almost always result in a ban. In fact, there was a card, I believe it was in standard, and I don't remember which one it was. I think it was like Hostage Taker or something. They made a mistake, didn't catch it, the card comboed with itself. They had to change the Oracle text to effectively say that it can't target itself or it would cause an infinite combo with itself. How does a card that causes an infinite combo with itself make it through design, playtesting, and R&D? After seeing the leaked Craigslist photos of the stolen sheet of Ixalan cards, it took people a grand total of less than 1 day to spot the problem with that card, where it is a self-contained infinite combo. That was nearly a disaster for Wizards, it honestly was. So yes, mistakes will tend to earn a ban. I mean, they errated the card because banning something on day 1 so that if you open it from your pack, you're drawing dead, basically, is ridiculous. But why else did they ban stuff? So, too much of the meta, too powerful, ruining the format, accidental, mistake, infinite combo, whatever. There is one more reason that I found very interesting, and it's the reason they eventually banned Marvel, because after they banned Emrakul and pretended, oh, it's all fixed now, no, people just went to Ulamog, exactly like everybody said they would. I guess everyone but Wizards of the Coast staff knew that that's what would happen, which is sad, because they're the ones in charge of the ban list, and card design and R&D and playtesting. It's deeply concerning. But anyway, they announced in their own article, so this is not a theory, they said this, that even though in their statistics online, they found that I think it was either 8 or 11% of the time, or just mathematically, that's how often it would be expected to happen because it's so early, you would get an Ulamog on the field on turn 4 that percentage of the time. And they said even though that's practically negligible, to the people who are playing an FNM or a GP, when that happens, it's so aggravating, it's so broken, it's such a bad impression of the game and the state of the game that just because of that, it had to go. I mean, I would look up their exact statement, but they made it a long time ago, and I made 5 videos about it. But basically, what they wanted to say without saying it, because they didn't want to, set the precedent or the expectation too high for everybody who got excited about this, because this was a very big move in the right direction. This deck, this combo, this mechanic, these cards are too not fun. They're too aggravating. They're too unfriendly. They're just, they're too bad impression giving. They need to be stopped. People do not want or need to play against this. Now, should they have done that with Ugin the Spirit Dragon Hyper Control? Yes. Should they have done it with 10 Guild Gates and Win Board Wipe Loop? Yes. Supreme Verdict Sphinx Loop in Modern? Yes, they should have banned that just for being too annoying. They've banned eggs for half, it's too annoying, it's too time wasting, and half, no, seriously, we can't get a 50-minute round done. People are playing eggs and it's just ruining entire tournaments. We're getting 1.5 hour rounds and running till 2 in the morning. So that was practical and okay, it's just too degenerate and too annoying of a damn deck. Well, we're there in change with Approach, okay? Approach of the Second Sun is so aggravating, so annoying, so toxic to the community and the meta. I don't care what percentage, I don't care what its win chances, I don't care what sideboard it has, and I don't care. I don't care what it loses to. It's popular, it's powerful enough, people are playing it, and it needs to go straight to hell. That deck can go burn. So why not get out the Ulamog Reason book and ban, just ban approach, like just the card approach, because you can keep your disallow, your negate, your settle the wreckage. You wouldn't even lose value. I think approach is like $3. Even if approach was $50 a piece, if you built that deck, you deserve to lose $200 if it gets banned. You would absolutely deserve it. You should actually have a fine and a 3-month ban from Magic, in my opinion. If you go to anything, casual, F&M, tournament, anything, and play that degenerate shit, you should be ashamed of yourself. You are so bad and toxic for the community. You're so selfish. You don't care about anybody else's fun. You should be banned from Magic, and your deck absolutely should be banned. But, oh no, when we ban stuff, people cry about it. We don't like people being mean to us on Twitter. That is literally Wizards' response to everybody calling for that card and that deck to be banned. So here's my solution. I have a different strategy. Instead of Wizards who cannot be trusted to manage their own damn ban list because they're just too stupid. They're too selfish, too incompetent, too arrogant, and they're too into what a very small minority of the community says about them. They're too obsessed with their corporate image, but not in the right way, so they'd shut up about other social politics crap. I have a suggestion. Every time the ban list rolls around, for an entire month before it, let people, vote, okay? And when I say vote, people are like, yeah, but it could be manipulated, blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's just implement a perfect voting system. It's almost impossible, but we'll say blockchain verified, because everybody's putting blockchain and everything, even though it's not even how blockchains work at all. And everybody votes with their DCI number, and you can only vote if your DCI number is older than a year. I mean, that would be close enough to perfect that somebody trying to scam the system would probably only be able to get it off by 1%. So advertise it like crazy, and they say vote for your top 3 cards that you want banned. I think this time around it would probably be approach, approach, and approach. All 3 of them. It would literally win first, second, and third place. Like, first place would be Approach of the Second Sun, and then second place would be a write-in for Approach of the Second Sun spelled incorrectly, and the same for the third one. That is the level of hate for that card in that deck, okay? Now think about this. Okay, so the least popular, most toxic, most detrimental, most overpowered, most poorly perceived by the community cards would be banned every, 3 months or whatever it is. So what would be wrong with that? Let me think. Nothing. And what would be the advantages to that? Well, other than the fact that you'd have to wait for the ban cycle, and if something was clearly broken, you'd have to wait for a vote, which not really. I mean, Wizards could just step in and just emergency ban something. They've done it. Well, oh no, some people would lose their whole deck. Boo-hoo. Stop playing a toxic deck that everybody hates. It's really simple. It's really simple. I think realistically, Approach of the Second Sun would be number 1, Scarab God would be number 2, and Settle the Wreckage would be number 3 right now. I can't imagine anything else anybody would even vote for. Like, literally no other cards come to mind. So, Settle the Wreckage, people hate it, but it's important. It's a balancing thing. So, could people's perception and their own selfishness and their own opinions clash with reality? Well, in that exact scenario, remember, people who play Settle the Wreckage don't have as much of a problem with it. I mean, people playing Dinosaurs or Red Rush or Token Dump with Anointed, which, oh yeah, that would be number 4. Ooh, just thought of another candidate. They like shutting those decks down. They like having a perfect answer to it. So here's the thing, people are super into Magic, play every week, whatever. They're more likely to be net deckers. That's just how it is. I'm not going to go into explaining why. So they're more participating in Magic. It's a bigger part of their life. They pay more attention to it. They would take the time and have the, they'd hear about the fact that they have to vote. They'd know about it. So net decks might be overrepresented and they'll start banning other things. But the funny thing is, if you're playing, one hyper powerful T1 deck, you're just going to take the second most powerful T1 deck and just complain about every card in that. So they'll just target each other. So honestly, it probably would just be the top most obnoxious, annoying, overwinning cards that are overpowered and people are just sick of seeing them. Because remember, there are cards that are hyper powerful. They're the backbone of an entire deck. But people are like, yeah, it's appropriate, it's fun, it's fair. I mean, yeah, I lost to it a couple times, but it's like, it feels like I played a real game. You don't feel like you played a damn thing against Approach of the Second Sun, or, God, Lantern Control, Affinity, Storm, just these toxic, repetitive, just bullshit decks. And now we're getting into Modern, but it's the same thing. People are just sick of it. You know that Infect would get banned. It's not even a good deck. I'd barely even consider it T1. It's so easy to stop, and it's so on people's radar. It doesn't even win that often. But when it does, it's so broken and so toxic, people want Infect gone. Arcbound Ravager would be gone, and Snaring Bridge, it would be gone. Honestly, I think the community would have voted out Splinter Twin. Thoughtseize, I guarantee that would be one of the top cards. Inquisition of Kozilek. So if the majority of people vote for what they don't want, and it's 100% unequivocally no veto power from Mark Rosewater, just whatever the people vote for is banned, just mathematically and logically, the most number of people would be happy and the least number of people would be mad. I cannot think of another solution that would be better and result in more people happy. And then it's like, oh, well, what parameters do you use for a ban? Who cares? Who cares? It doesn't matter anymore. Who cares why somebody's voting for something? It's just the people spoke. They said they want these cards gone, and now they're gone. It doesn't matter if it's like, I'm sick of this combo. There's just too much control. We got to get rid of Settle the Wreckage. Felidar Sahili is just too good. I'm voting for it for that reason. This card is too powerful. It's a Smuggler's Copter. I want it gone. I'm sick of seeing it. Oh, I got a fifth one. People would vote out Karn right now. It just came to me. Yeah, it turns out if you let people draw twice as many cards as the other player, that the people don't like that. If you do it when, 8 sets are legal, 7, 9, however the hell many sets are legal right now. Yeah, there's a lot of control cards. So if you outdraw your opponent and you're playing all control, Karn Ballista needs to go. In fact, I think Ballista would have already been banned. So maybe people vote for 1 card, maybe they vote for 2, maybe they vote for 3, maybe the results are 3, maybe you can vote for 5, but only 2 get banned. You know, the numbers, whatever, but what do you think about letting the community choose the bans? I think it would be so close to perfect if nobody manipulated it or voted with bots or anything weird. If it was a DCI login and vote, I think that, like, the most people, the most customers would be represented. And the casual players, they wouldn't even care because they wouldn't even know there's a voting system and who, like, has a card with their DCI number on it in their wallet. I do. You know, or they just don't care. They play Magic once a month, so like, I don't care what's banned. I don't even follow enough decks to name what should be. And then the absolute pros would be like, screw this, I'm sick of losing to this at the GP. And then in between, I'm sick of these freaking net deckers showing up to FNM with this shit, and you know that's the highest percentage of players, okay? The people who play often but refuse to net deck are the highest percentage by far. And they would be, you know, motivated to vote. So if they're the highest player percentage, and let's just pretend they all spend the same amount of money, which, you know, it's somewhat true. Okay, there you go. If somebody stomps off and leaves the game for another one because boo-hoo, Karn got banned and I got Smuggler's Copter banned and all I do is lose money after copying everybody else's deck list. How does this keep happening to me? Bitch, learn how to build a deck. That's how it keeps happening to you, okay? Stop copying the top decks off the internet, you asshole. People who play Karn Ballista Control Loop Draw should just be banned. The person should be banned. Like, leave the cards, leave the deck, just ban the player. The player is the problem. Anybody who thinks that there's anything okay with playing that deck should be banned from the game. They're too bad for the community. They're just a toxic person. They're driving people away from FNM. So if the angry mob is allowed to vote out cards that they don't like, and then people who constantly play broken, unfair, unfun crap, if they stomp off and leave the game, good. That's just 2 ways that it would be working. So I think it's not a perfect system, but it's as close as you're going to get. It's a near perfect system, and I think they should do it that way. So what do you think? Do you have another idea? Do you think that they should just implement hard parameters? I mean, they have a policy. It's a public policy. If something wins in Modern on turn 3 too often, it will be banned, period. That's all there is to it. It's basically a game rule at this point, although you guys know my opinion on this. Make it a game rule. Just say in Modern you can't win until turn 4. Then people can build whatever the hell they want. They got their whole combo set up, or they're about to swing for lethal or infect or whatever, or Amulet Bloom went off, and then they gotta wait another turn. Problem solved permanently. I guess I'm just smarter than Wizards because I used to play StarCraft 1 and there was something called No Rush 5. Implement NR4 to Modern, guys. But do you think they should say, if a card reaches $40, we're gonna ban it? Hard limit. Oh yeah, that's a great idea. That's a wonderful idea. But I mean, Liliana, Jace, Karn, and I'd say Walking Bliss. I don't think that ever crossed. Chandra, yeah, all 4 of them honestly probably should have been banned. The decks they were in were a little bit too good. I mean, some of them were borderline, but I could see it. But if they announced that as a new policy, that'd be a nightmare. So it's like, I can't think of an alternative that would beat this. I say let the people vote, and whatever they vote for, get rid of it, because I can't even think of a way that this would backfire. I mean, if you think a group of people could manipulate it where they're like, let's take all of our friends and everybody on this little subreddit and this little troll group on Facebook and let's all vote for, cancel. Or we all vote for mountains as a joke, ha ha ha, which I guarantee would not be on the list. it would probably be 2% of the vote. You can't get 51% of people to agree to a stupid joke troll vote. There are too many like unaffiliated with certain group players that are just out there like, oh, I'm sick of this card. Boom, vote, done. So what do you guys think? Leave a comment down in the comment section. I think it would be fantastic, and I will see you guys next Shiba Inu video.